Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Obviously, head coach Paul Johnson here, back in town for his National Football Foundation Hall of Fame salute tonight. Going to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in December. Coach, if you could maybe open us up with some words about being back here on the flats, and then we'll open up for questions.
Well, it's great to be back and nice to see a lot of familiar faces. I don't think I had this many people with the press when I bogeyed the ninth hole and a member guest. But no, I mean it's fun to be back. There's a lot of great memories here, and had the opportunity to work with a lot of great people and a lot of outstanding players. And when you look back over 40 years of coaching, I spent 11 years here, and that's probably longer than any place else I ever coached. So certainly to come back tonight is something that will be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have a good time and the Jackets will get a win.
Are you happy with the timing of your retirement?
Absolutely. I didn't know it at the time, but we timed that out pretty good. It was right before COVID, and now right before all the transfer portal and the NIL and all the stuff that's going on. So I played some golf with Roy Williams this summer, the basketball coach, and he was joking with me. He laughed. He goes, he said, "I don't know how you timed it out so perfect, but you did." But no, it was good. And I guess the first year or so after I retired, I had an opportunity or two to go back and coach, but I was pretty much through when I got through here.
What's it like just emotionally being back here on a game day and not coaching?
Well, it's different. I was telling Susan, my wife, and I'd never been on the outside, and walking around, seeing all the tailgates and seeing all the stuff, and it's getting used to. We joke. I told Susan, we get hung up in traffic, and you get hung up. I'm used to Sammy and Stacy just taking you around. So, but it's fun. It's fun to be back, and I'm looking forward to the game. Ought to be a lot of fun.
Anything in the back? Coach, you want to again?
Is it fun that it's North Carolina, one of your favorite teams to go against? You get to watch them play?
Well, we live in North Carolina now, up in the mountains in Linville, and a lot of my golf buddies are North Carolina guys. Probably the majority of guys at our club are North Carolina guys. So, it'll be fun if Jackets can pull out a win. I'll have a little bragging rights on them for a while.
Good memories, fun memories.
Yeah, all three times we won. But seemed like we had more fun in Athens than we ever did here, but it just kind of worked out that way. But, it was great competition, and the one thing I miss more than anything is the competition, strategy in the games, and you couple that with the relationship with the players. That's what, if I ever came back to coaching, would drive me back into it. But I miss that, and even though we didn't get as many wins against Georgia as we would have liked, we had some really, really good games. And so it was a lot of fun. And I remember, our first year up there in Athens, coming back in the second half and winning. And then, of course, the last one was sweet too. And I guess in 2014, that one looked really, like we weren't going to pull it off, and we pulled that off. So there were some great ones. We had a couple heartbreaks here, the double overtime we lost, and really the 2009 game sticks with me. There was a lot going on during that week, and we didn't play well, and I felt like that was the one time that I was here that we probably had the better team. And not to pull that off, I still look back on that and regret that, but there was a lot of circumstances around that.
Do you stay in touch with any of your ex-players from here?
Oh, yeah. I stay in touch with a lot of ex-players from all three schools that I coached at, and it was great to get to see some of these guys. We got to see some on the way in, and, mostly text, and once in a while I'll get a phone call, or, somebody will text me to say they took a new job or they just had a baby, or sometimes just to check in. And that's the most rewarding thing. I've gotten, over the last few weeks, a lot of texts from former players, and the thing that means the most to me is them talking about what we did and how it's influenced them, and how much they appreciate, everything around it, and to see them be so successful. A lot of these guys are really successful. So that's what it's all about.
I know Brent reached out to you and is honoring you in the building and everything. What has it been like to have someone kind of want to mend the fences and appreciate your legacy?
Well, I mean, when I retired, I kind of got away. So, if you weren't around it, didn't pay any attention, and a lot of noise. But, Brent's reached out, and the new administration has reached out, and, like I said, I'll be a fan of Georgia Tech. So we live a good distance away. But I wish nothing but the best for Brent and for the program. I hope they get it going.
Anything else for Coach? Anything else in the back? Go ahead.
Is being a former coach like being an ex-president? When you're president, everybody hates you, but when you become an ex,
I guess I only thought 80% of the people hated me. I didn't know they all hated me. But nobody yelled at me to pass when I was walking in. So it wasn't all bad. But no, I mean, I think if you're going to be in the public eye and you're going to coach, I think Coach Gene Stallings told me one time, he said, if you start listening to the fans, you'll be sitting with them. And, I kind of tuned all that out, good and bad. And certainly we had some good here as well, and a lot of great memories and a lot of great wins here in the stadium. And, that's what I kind of choose to remember.
Kelly?
Do you have a favorite memory here or a favorite game?
Gosh, I don't know. There's several. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. I mean, we had a pretty good record here against top 10 teams when we played. Remember the big win in 2009 against Virginia Tech here at night, and they were ranked 3rd or 4th in the country. We upset Clemson here when they were ranked, I think, in the top 5 or 6. Of course, the one bad season or the worst season we had was in 2015, but the game against Florida State, it would be hard to forget that one where we blocked the kick and ran it back. But a lot of games. I mean, I remember a lot of individual performances. Josh Nesbitt in the Wake Forest game. Justin Thomas several times willed us to win. And a lot of guys. I mean, we had a lot of guys make plays through the years and a lot of good players. So it was very memorable.
Anything else for Coach?